NASA and SpaceX have been trying to get to Mars for ages. They've spent a ton of time, money and resources on research and development. Their goal? To find life on Mars. But recently, they've made some terrifying discoveries. They're warning people about the dangers that lie ahead. Back in 1996, a bunch of scientists headed by David McKay from NASA's Johnson Space Center dropped some news and claimed they'd found possible life in a Martian meteorite called Allen Hills that had landed from Mars in Antarctica in 1984. When these scientists started examining the meteor, they found carbonate globules that looked like the fossilized bacteria we have on Earth. Apart from that, they saw iron sulfides and magnetites, which are things bacteria like to produce, and even found tiny structures that looked like fossilized bacteria. Over the years, the idea of life on Mars started becoming old news, and people started losing interest in the whole idea, but it did ignite NASA's curiosity about Mars. And they went on to send missions like Mars Pathfinder and Mars Exploration Rover to explore the Red Planet. These days, Mars is a dry, cold and dusty place, but there's evidence that it wasn't the way it is today, billions of years ago. Mars is full of gorges and dried lake beds, which means there used to be water there once. Because of Mars's features like the valley networks that look just like river valleys on Earth, make scientists think there used to be flowing water that was shaping the landscape. The dried lakes in the equatorial regions of Mars gives evidence that tells us there were lakes that once existed there. Also, these lake beds have sediments in them, which basically means they were filled with water. So, with all these gorges, dried lake beds and other watery stuff, it's starting to look like Mars was a habitable place a long time ago, meaning there's a chance that life might have once called Mars their home. Before we go on, you need to know why organic matter is so important. In simple terms, organic matter is the leftovers of living things that have managed to stick around in sedimentary rocks. We're talking about plant stuff, animal bits and even small organisms you can only see with a microscope. Now, why is this so important? Organic matter acts like a shield between the remains of organisms and the oxygen in the environment. You see, oxygen is the main ingredient for decay. So by keeping it away, organic matter can slow down or even stop the decaying process. It's like a protective force field. The Perseverance rover has been exploring the Jezero crater on Mars since February 2021. And guess what? It's found some stuff and may be onto something here. First off, let's talk about organic matter. You know, that carbon-based material that's the building block of life. Well, Perseverance has uncovered evidence of organic matter in the Jezero crater. That means the conditions there might have been just right for life to exist at some point, right? Apart from that, the Ranger on the cruise around Mars has also stumbled across some interesting minerals in the crater. There are minerals like clays, carbonates and sulfates. Now, we tell you that clay forms when water is present, so that's a sign that there was once liquid in the crater. Also, carbonates and sulfates can be produced by introducing water with carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide, the gases that are linked to living organisms. Our question is, was there once life in the Jezero crater? Now, these details finding are mind-blowing. The things our little Martian robot found are a mix of simple and complex molecules, showing the diversity of what's out there. And those minerals? They're concentrated in the ancient river delta, suggesting that water played a big role in depositing them. The rover also detected some signs of ancient hydrothermal activity in the crater, meaning there's a hot water circulating through rocks, making it ideal for potential life. Did you know the rocks in the delta on Mars are like treasure chests for scientists? This is because they might give us some awesome clues about Mars history and the possibility of life there. There are signs that the delta formed when a river flowed into a lake billions of years ago. So, if we find evidence of water in those rocks, it is a big sign that life might once have existed on Mars, and that is amazing. Other than that, these rocks are packed with organic molecules which are like building blocks of life. So, if we find organic molecules in these delta rocks, it's another huge piece of evidence that Mars might have once been home to some ancient civilization in the past. Keep in mind that this is just a clue, since even if it's what we're looking for, then it's still not a definite yes to life on Mars, since organic molecules can also be created without any life involved. Previously, the rovers on Mars have captured some seriously bizarre stuff on the Red Planet. You can see images of something that looked like floating spoons and a carved doorway on a cliff, which has left the geologists confused. While they say this is caused by natural formations or rocks shaped by wind erosion, there are people with some wild ideas of their own. Back in 2005, the Spirit rover sent over a picture of this spoon-shaped object that's about the size of a human hand and perfectly symmetrical. In the picture, it looks like it's hanging there in mid-air. Geologists say it's just a rock shaped by wind erosion, but some think it's a spoon that the Martians used back then and forgot to take with them. Then we have the carved doorway discovered by the Opportunity rover in 2007. This is a perfectly rectangular opening in a cliff face, about 3 feet tall and 2 feet wide. Geologists say it's a natural formation, but then again we have people who believe it's a doorway carved by the ancient Martians. This is a very small rock, about the size of a fist, that the Perseverance rover picked up from Mars in 2022. The most fascinating thing about this is that this rock is about 3.7 billion years old. There's this super fancy instrument, the Scanning Habitable Environments with Raman and Luminescence for Organics and Chemicals, or SHERLOC, to analyse the rocks by using ultraviolet light to check out the surface of the rock to see what's going on. And guess what they found? Organic molecules. Finding organic molecules yet again in the Wildcat Ridge rock sample is another sign that there might have been some sort of life happening on Mars back in the day. Elon Musk, the man who launched a Tesla into space, has teamed up with NASA to make a plan for sending humans to Mars. Scientists at SpaceX, Elon Musk's rocket company, were shocked when they detected something weird while they were running a standard radar scan of Mars's surface. Since they didn't want to cause global panic, they kept it to themselves, but Elon Musk came out and told people that there's definitely water on Mars and life could potentially exist in those puddles. It's most likely there's some kind of bacteria or some other microorganism living on Mars right now. That being said, scientists still aren't sure whether or not these organisms can survive outside their liquid environment for long periods of time. And if they are able to survive outside it, then how dangerous are they and how much damage would they actually do? We don't know yet, but this changes everything about our understanding of space forever, because now space exploration is changing its focus from exploring different planets to finding a new home for humans. Previously, experts thought that Mars was the place in our solar system to go, but now that we found so much water there, Europa, one of Jupiter's moons, might be a safer bet. What do you think about life on Mars? Let us know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed today's video, then make sure to leave us a thumbs up, and do not forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon to be always updated with the most exciting content as soon as it's uploaded. Thanks for watching. See you again soon in another video.